Next question was submitted by Shalyn, so we'll start with you, Shalyn. What reasons would you be willing to bond or borrow money and go into debt?
Seem to have a lot of bonding and debt questions tonight. In our current economy, that's probably a good thing to address, and that's why I submitted this question. As mentioned, the fire station, if necessary, I don't think we're going to have to. We're going to continue to explore that. But I would, we've got that 40-year-old transmission line. We've discussed that in council as well. That's something that at some point it is going to have to be replaced. And if we don't have the funds on hand to do that, that is certainly an area to bond for. Needs, such as infrastructure, we've had to bond for water systems. We just had an $800,000 bond a few years ago for a water system that was just worked on the tanks, and it was high time. Those tanks were in pretty rough shape, and so infrastructure such as water, sewer, if necessary, fire, those types of things are things where bonding would be appropriate when those systems are in danger of breaking down.
Well, we have a water bond, a sewer bond, and I remember going to the state to request assistance for a sewer system that was inoperable and we were still paying on. And frankly, I was treated rudely and sent packing and told to go back to Enterprise and figure it out. We're not going to help you anymore. It took, I think, 3 more trips before I was able to persuade them that we did need help and that it was legitimate and that it was valid and that we had invested in a poorly engineered wastewater plant that was not serving our residents. And so we were able to go back to them and get financial assistance. And that's a project that serves the entire community. Every resident benefits. And for the most part, my philosophy is that if we're going to indebt ourselves with bonds, that we need to try and have that represent the needs of all of our residents and not a narrow segment or a small portion.
Well, that just goes back to raising taxes anytime you talk bonds. So, I would, definitely try to find a way without doing that. But if it comes down to a need, or, without a doubt, a need that needs to be fixed, you may have to support it. So that's unfortunate, but at the same time, if we can find other ways, the thing about me, I've always thought outside the box. Maybe I think that's a strength I have. So I'm not going to be the guy that just comes along and does the same thing all the time. I will look for other ways. Whatever those might be. It sounds like the mayor's on top of it. I have full confidence in him. So, rely on him, but I'd be a man that looks for other ways.
I have to agree with what's been said on bonding. I think our priority there would be things that would be involving public safety, things involving our water, sewer, electrical projects where if there was an immediate need that we had to repair something, and the only way to accomplish that would be through a bond, then I would be in favor of doing something of that nature. But just to bond to meet wants, I would be a little reluctant there. And that's one thing I've appreciated serving on the council the last 4 years is the way that the council and the mayor approach and the information that we get to help us make the decisions that we make. All of our decisions are informed decisions. We just don't, off the cuff, decide, well, we're going to go ahead and do it this way. And that's the nice thing where Shalyn and myself have both been on the council long enough where we were with an old council also, other members on the council, and that helped. That same attitude was there also, is if we need to bond, we will, but if we don't have to, we won't.